Hello everyone, welcome back, Savard is here. Coming back with part 3 of What If Deku Eat the Smoke Devil Fruit. Now, where we last left off, Izuku sitting in front of course, Nek, the CEO of the Public Safety Commission, the agency in Japan, or one of the agencies in Japan. Or you can say that he's one of the CEOs of the Public Safety Commission. Anyways, Izuku sitting in front of him on the table, and by his side, of course, sitting the detective. As don't forget, like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what do you think about this part, and my Discord down in the description. So let's get right into it. As after that, next said, so Midoriya, are you agreeing on my turns? As Izuku said, and what's exactly your turns? I really didn't understand them in the time when we were in the police office. Can you really repeat what you just said to me there? As of course Nex said, well, of course, all what I want from you is easy. I want you to become a hero. With a power like yours, I'm sure that you will gonna become a hero. Such a great one indeed. Maybe even the number one. But you will not gonna be able to become a hero without a proper training, and that's what I am offering you right now. A proper training that has been, you will gonna go through the same training that the number 3 Hawks has gone through and made him what he is today, or maybe even better. And also we will gonna get a nice house and a nice place. We will gonna pay for your school, of course, bell or something like that, and we will gonna make sure that you will gonna get into A. What about that? If I were in your place, I would have agreed. As Izuku said, look, everything that you just said right now, it doesn't matter to me. The only thing that mattered that you will gonna share with me every single information that you get about Black Mask, understand? As Nex said, why do you want the informations? As Izuku said, if someone will gonna get him, it will be me, alright? If you will gonna agree on that and tell me all what you know about Black Mask, I will gonna agree on your terms. As after that Nex said, alright then, we will gonna tell you about all the information that we know about Black Mask. But first of all, let's make a contract. As after that, he just putting on the on the table a paper, as he just slide it into Izuku getting hold of the paper, but before he managed to get hold of it, the paper immediately just go right through his hand and fall on the ground. As Izuku looking on his right arm, which just start to morph again from the smoke, and he said, I really need to get used to this. As after that, the detective said, don't worry. As the detective just getting hold of the paper and put it on the table. As he next said, alright, all what you have to do is just sign. As Izuku said, I would like to read it first. As after that, next said, alright, do whatever you want. As Izuku reading through the informations, and in the end, he, reads something interested him, but he will gonna leave it for later. Something like that should be left for a later time, if you understand what I mean. Anyways, Izuku just putting his, signing of course, the paper, and after that just throw it back into Nek. As Nek said, good. Now, please come after me, young Midoriya. As after that, Nek just taking Izuku, and some of the, of course, the police or, the guards inside the building just stopping the detective. As after that, Nek, sorry, but the detective can't go with you from here. As Izuku said, but as the detective said, don't worry, Midoriya, it's alright. Go and, see what they want from you. As Izuku said, alright. And after that, Izuku just walking by the side of the Nek, of course, wearing his white t-shirt with a black hoodie jacket. As in the end, he finally got into the room. As he said, well, this is your room. As Izuku seeing such a big room, it's like a little house. His own fridge, his own bathroom, his own bed, television, everything. As Izuku said, don't you think this is quite too much? As after that, Nex said, well, to be honest with you, I was planning to get a house, but looks like we couldn't find some houses close from here. So this is the best that we have right now. Enjoy yourself. And tomorrow morning we will gonna start your training. Understand? As Izuku said, alright. And after that, Izuku sit down, and after that, he just looking through the places, seeing a camera. As of course he's seeing the camera, said, of course, a camera in my place. they will not gonna just put their eyes down from me, right? As Izuku just looking on the camera, while on the other side of the camera, inside the camera's room, one of the police, of course the guards, just watching this as he's speaking to his earpiece saying, Mr. Neck, he's looking at the camera, what should I do? As Mr. Neck said, don't worry, he will gonna get used to it. We will gonna do whatever we can to get him on our side. Right now just make sure that he will not gonna go far from your eyes. As after that, of course the guy said, alright. Immediately after that, Izuku just going into the bathroom to take a shower. As of course there is no cameras in the shower, you know, just anyways, as Izuku turning on of course the water. But there was one thing in the shower, something like to make sure they hear what's happening inside the shower. A little device to make them hear if Izuku actually swimming or, you know, just washing himself. As Izuku just opened the water, and after that, immediately looking through the window from the shower, as he said, it's getting night time. Now I have two choices. I can go and sleep, or, as Izuku said, I think I'm gonna go with the other choice. As immediately after that, Izuku started focusing on himself and said, alright, you can turn into smoke, just focus. Think about turning into smoke. As after that, Izuku suddenly starts his body disintegrating and turning into smoke. As after that, Izuku said, calm down, just control it. Just control it. And after that, Izuku in the end managed to take himself out through the window of course the place, as he starts falling from the sky because he's on, you know, like on the inside the half of the building, as like, you know, 10 floors above the ground. As immediately Izuku starts falling from the sky, as Izuku said, alright, just focus, you will not gonna get damaged, you are made out of smoke, just stay focused. As after that, Izuku suddenly just smashed into the ground, and immediately after that, his body disintegrated and immediately putting himself back together. As Izuku said, that was so scary. I can get used to it. I'm gonna really enjoy having this ability. It saved me a lots of time, but at the same time, this power was the reason for my mother's death. And you, Black Mask, I'm gonna find you even if it took me all night and day. As after that, Izuku just putting his hoodie on his head and start walking on the street. In the end, he finally decided to go inside some places, as he's find like a little, you can say, a fighting club under the ground. As Izuku start knocking on the door, and someone, you know, open a little hole in the door and said, who's there? The password? As Izuku said, open the door. As the guy said, get out of here, kid. We doesn't treat kids like you very nice. As Izuku said, open the fucking door. As the guy said, what the hell do you want, kid? As Izuku said, I want to search for someone. So, are you gonna let me go inside? As the guy said, get out of here. As immediately after that, he just closed the hole in front of Izuku. As Izuku said, fine. If you're not gonna let me go inside in the easy way, then I'm gonna just use the hard way. As after that, Izuku just turning himself into smoke and just go from under the door. As the guy just seeing smoke going from under the door, but he doesn't really mind, you know, give it so much mind. He's, you know, look through the hole in the door to see if that kid's still out there, but he doesn't see Izuku anywhere, so he just shaking this thought off. In the end, Izuku got into a place where no one's seeing him, as immediately just putting himself back together. After that, Izuku sitting on the bartender saying, hello, can I know if anyone here know anything about the Black Mask? As after that, of course, the one that was cleaning, of course, the dishes and things like that, the glasses, he immediately throw the glass out of his hand, you know, just falling. As the guy said, why the hell a kid like you will gonna search for the Black Mask? As after that, more people start, you know, you can say they just suddenly being shocked by hearing that name, as they start looking on Izuku, and Izuku said, does any one of you know anything about the Black Mask? And keep in mind, Izuku keeping his hoodie on his head, so the people mostly doesn't see his face, they only see Izuku eyes and his face kinda, you know, black from under the, of course, the hoodie. Just for, you know, plot reasons. As after that, one of the guys said, you searching for Black Mask, huh? As Izuku said, yeah, I searching for him, so do you have information about him? As the guy said, good. come here, kid, as Izuku sitting on a table in front of another guy looking like this, as Izuku just seeing in front of him this guy that wearing a black mask with a symbol on his head, just holding a gun, as the guy said, "So, you're searching for the black mask, I believe," as Izuku said, "Yeah, I'm searching for him. Do you know anything about him?" As the guy said, "Maybe I know, and maybe not, but do you have money?" As Izuku said, "No, I don't have." As the guy said, "Well, if you really doesn't have money, why did you even come into this place in the first place?" As Izuku said, "Tell me, do you have informations or not?" As the guy, said, "So, you really have guts, kid. Look, I'll be nice with you. How about a little game? What about, just playing a nice game with me?" As Izuku said, "What's exactly that game that you want to play?" As the guy said, "It's simple. Do you ever played Russian roulette?" As after that, the guy opened his gun and putting 6 bullets on the table and putting the gun down, as he said, "Do you ever played it?" As Izuku said, "No, but I heard about it. Two people or more than 2 people just putting a bullet inside the gun, and after that just spin the wheel of the gun and immediately shoot on their heads, right?" As the guy said, "Right. So, how about this? If you managed, to survive through this little game of mine, I'm gonna tell you all what I know about the black mask." As Izuku said, "But what about you? If you suddenly, died from the bullet, what will happen?" As after that, the guy said, "Well, easy enough. This guy here, we're gonna tell you all the information that you need." As he just pointing on his, kind of follower or sidekick. As Izuku said, "Good. So, what is the rules?" As the guy said, "Simple. 1 bullet. I will gonna spin the wheel, and because of you are the first one to come here, and the one that decide to play the game, you will be the first one to shoot the bullet on your head." As Izuku said, "Fine, give it to me." As after that, immediately, the guy just putting the gun down on the table and putting a bullet inside of it. As after that, he said, "Well, let the game begin." After that, Izuku getting hold of the gun and spinning the wheel 3 times, as immediately he just put it on his head, and after that taking a deep breath as he just shoot. Nothing happened. As the guy said, "You really have guts, kid. I was expecting that you will not even be able to press on the dial or press the trigger." As Izuku said, "Just get done with it. Your turn." As Izuku just putting the gun back on the table, the guy said, "Alright," as he immediately spun the wheel again, and immediately after that, shooting on himself. After that, nothing happened. Izuku said, "Lucky." As the guy said, what can I say? Luck is on my side." Which, of course, the villain name, Lucky, or the villain name is, you can say, White, whatever. He's just, let's say, the Checkmate, yes, the villain Checkmate. His squad giving him like an extra luck. An extra hit of a luck, you can say. That's why he chose this game from all the games that he could play. Because he's mostly a lucky person. As after that, he just pressed on the trigger and shooting on his head, but nothing happened. After that, putting it back on the table, Izuku getting hold of the gun as he shoot on himself again, but nothing happened. After that, of course, Checkmate said, "Well, why the hell a kid like you will gonna search for the black mask in the first place?" As Izuku said, "Me and him have some unfinished business, if you can understand what I mean." As the guy said, Good. You seem like a different kid. Wait a second, did I ever met you before?" As Izuku said, "No, I don't believe that we met before. So, how about you just shut up and play the game?" As Izuku putting the gun on the table, and immediately the guy getting hold of it as he just spin the wheel and immediately shooting on himself. After that, he put the gun back on the table and said, "You can defeat me. My quirk is luck. I am the most luckiest person in this place. It's only a matter of time before your brain being explode. Just wait, kid, and see. Or wait a second, you will not be able to see because you will be dead. Well, unless if you decided to run away now. As Izuku said, I'm not running away, not anymore. As Izuku just spin the wheel 3 times and putting the gun into his head. As the guy said, last chance kid, you can leave the place now. As Izuku said, in your dreams. As immediately after that, Izuku press on the trigger. As they hear the sound of the bullet. And immediately after that, they only see the bullet has been hit going right through Izuku's head, and Izuku just looking up because he just shot the bullet from under his jaw. As after that, of course, Checkmate seeing the hole inside Izuku's head, he said, what a little innocent kid. He really thought that he could defeat me. As Izuku said, your turn. And after that, everyone just looking back on Izuku, surprised. As Izuku just looking in front of him, showing all of them that the bullet that just hit him gone right through his head, and the holes inside his head just morph again. As Checkmate said, what the? How the hell? As Izuku said, your turn. As Izuku just opening the gun, putting another bullet, and spinning the wheel as he just put it on the table. And after that, Checkmate slammed his hand into the table and said, you are cheater. We didn't agreed on using our quirks. As Izuku said, first of all, the rules are simple. Shoot, just put a bullet inside the gun and shoot yourself, right? And also, you are using your quirk, right? Luck. You are using it the whole time. So, I don't think that we put a rule that we can't use our quirks, right? So, if you are really scared, how about you just tell me the information that I want about Black Mask, and after that, you can just leave the place. As, of course, Checkmate getting a little bit angry, but he said, fine. As he just taking the gun and shooting himself. Nothing happened. Izuku taking the gun, spinning the wheel, and after that shooting again as he shoot his head, and a bullet got right through his head. As everyone actually surprised by this and said, who the hell is this kid? He doesn't seem like a human. I never saw a quirk like this before. What kind of person he is? As Checkmate said, damn it. Your quirk must have some limits. You can't just shoot yourself forever and the bullet will just gonna go right through your head. There is a limit for your quirk, I'm sure of it. As after that, just he taking the gun and shooting himself, nothing happened. As he put it back on the table and said, all what I have to do is just wait until you will gonna blow your head by yourself. As Izuku said, well, you can wait, but the question is my head will gonna blow up before your heads blow up first? As after that, Izuku taking the gun and shooting himself. As immediately he shoot himself again and the bullet gone right through his head. After that, putting the gun again on the table, of course, Checkmate getting another bullet, put it inside the gun, shooting himself, but nothing happened. And Izuku taking the gun, shooting himself again. And after that, Izuku said, one bullet left. As Izuku just putting the bullet inside the gun. And immediately after that, just, of course, spin the wheel a little bit. As he said, now, this is your last chance. One last chance. Are you all gonna die before me? Or not? As after that, the hands of course, Checkmate start to kinda shaking as he got hold of the gun and his hand just shaking. As of course his sidekick said, Master, I think we should. As Checkmate said, don't talk with me, I can win this. I never lost in this game before and I'm not gonna lose now. As after that, Izuku just looking at him with an empty look, an empty expression, waiting to see the blood that will gonna come out of the head of Checkmate. As immediately Checkmate putting the gun into his head as his hand just shaking, and Izuku said, come on, shoot yourself, we doesn't have all day. As immediately Checkmate putting the gun in front of him and start shooting on Izuku. As after that, he just seeing a hole inside Izuku, of course, chest. And Izuku immediately just looking on his chest and said, well, looks like I am the winner, huh? As Checkmate said, stand up from his chair and said, you are such a dirty player. This is not from the rules. You are a cheater. As after that, Izuku said, excuses. You are just making excuses to say that you are the loser. You lost, Checkmate. So, Are you gonna tell me where's, of course, Black Mask? As Checkmate said, no. As after that, Izuku immediately stand up and said, tell me where is Black Mask? As Checkmate said, you want to know, huh? You want to know so bad. Well, take this. As immediately after that, Checkmate just pressing on a button on his gloves as a weird looking purple energy starts coming out. As immediately after that, he got the table that Izuku was sitting on immediately being engulfed in a purple energy as he just pushed it on Izuku. Of course, the table just going right through Izuku's body while Izuku just putting his hands inside his pockets. After that, Izuku said, tell me, where is Black Mask? As, of course, Checkmate throwing, getting some glasses and immediately throw it on Izuku. They just going right through Izuku's body. Izuku said, fine. As Izuku starts spamming on, of course, Checkmate. As Checkmate immediately tried to engulf Izuku with his, of course, the purple energy, but Izuku did not going right, not being affected by it, as he immediately coming closer and throwing his right, punch on the face of Checkmate. With his elbow tried to turn into smoke, giving him an extra speed, throwing a punch on the face of Checkmate, throwing him away. And after that, he smashed into the wall and being knocked off. As after that, of course, the sidekick of Checkmate said, Master, are you okay? As he just seeing it, of course, Checkmate being knocked off. Izuku looking down, he see the gun and seeing, another bullets that has not been used by, of course, Checkmate. As after that, Izuku just taking the gun and putting the bullet inside the gun as he said, so you are the sidekick of him, right? Well, can you tell me where is Black Mask before I kill your sensei? As the kid said, alright, you, just take this. You will gonna find the hideout of Black Mask on this paper, alright? As after that, Izuku said, thank you, it was nice working with you. See you around. And after that, Izuku just turned around and putting his hoodie again on his head as the villains from left to right just getting out of Izuku's way, and Izuku just getting out of the place and immediately just going back into his apartment in the Public Safety Commission agency. After that, Izuku getting through the same way that he came out from and immediately just turned off the water. As after that, he just coming out of the shower after a little bit of making himself a little bit wet so he doesn't drag some suspicious towards him. But just naked with, of course, something to cover his body. As after that, he changed his clothes into something more comfortable and go on the bed and sleep for the night. As Izuku turned off the lights and immediately just looking on his hands, seeing how they are smoking, as Izuku said, such a weird abilities, but I'm gonna use them to make sure that Black Mask will not gonna run away. And now I know where his hideout is. So, all what's left right now is just to make sure that the next time that I meet him, he will not gonna run away. As this is I'm gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.